All right. Now you may fall a few times during this process, but don't worry, I'll put you back. Today, and I've been reading this for as long as I knew that's what the problem with this TS85s was. We're starting to get our voice back a little bit, and I decided I would do this quick little video because I can't find a video on how to change TS85 springs. So, after a while figuring it out, I got it figured out. I got a way figured out. So, and that's what we're fixing to go over with you today. Now, from what I found out is, you got to take this pan assembly off. And the only way to do that, well, is to take it off. And hopefully we can get it off because it's got to come off. These bolts, I would recommend trashing them and buying you new bolts. Because if you don't buy new bolts, excuse me, make sure y'all still turning. If you don't buy new bolts, you're going to wish you had bought new bolts. Because them bolts aren't very good at this point. You got to take that pan off. You got to take this spacer out. Then you got to take this other doohickey bracket out. Amen. Now this ain't the funnest thing, and I promise you, I could think of a lot of other things that I'd rather be doing. But it needs to be done. And we got a little time, so that's what we doing. If these bolts do come out and they don't break, throw them away anyway. Trust me on that. All right, now that you got this pan assembly off, you got to get this bracket and your springs off. So what I figured out is, run your screwdriver right there. Be careful. And just so y'all know, this ain't the easiest thing to do. I'm sure that they make a tool for these things, for doing this. I don't have one. But we got it figured out, or a way figured out. You got to get them springs out of that lever right there. That's what we just did. Now from there, you just slide this bracket out. Let your levers fall. Dump your springs. Get your new springs out. Now there is a left and a right spring. Don't forget that. And this is the way your assembly should look. Now this bracket is gonna go right through here. If you don't do it like that, it's gonna be wrong. And it won't work. This bracket needs to go to the end of this slot, which you can't see. There's a slot right here. You can see where that bracket needs to go to the end of that slot. Excuse me. Now, make sure you don't get them crossed up. This is where the rubber meets the road. You got to get it put back. Yep. Just like that. Now we've got springs back in the levers. You got to take your bracket. This little tooth goes down in that slot. Give you a 3/8 gap on the back, about right there. New bolts again. Do not put these things back together with their original bolts, because you'll be in the field needing to adjust tension and they'll break. Trust me on that. Now right here is where I need righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Don't ever forget that. Right here's where I need one of those air screwdrivers. And come tomorrow, because I have so much of these to do, I'm gonna have one. So I'm gonna go to my local Napa Auto Parts. Now that bracket's put back on, you got a 3/8 inch gap here. You got to put your spacer back in. If not, when you tighten up this bolt, it's gonna crush it too much. I know this because I tried it without it. And it don't work right. I thought maybe it was something that we could get away with not putting back, but it was there for a reason. Everything got to line up. If it don't line up, you got to line it up. Just like that. I've done just about all these I want to do tonight. I've got about 6 dozen to do, which is not going to be fun. You want to put just enough tension on that thing. Just a little bit, not much. But that's it. You got new bolts in your pan assembly, and you got new springs on your traps. And actually, these springs is stiffer. Your replacement springs is stiffer than your original springs that come with it. So, but you can see we've been working on them. Ain't got but about 6 dozen to do. Got 2 more to do. But I ain't gonna do them tonight. But anyway, that's your TS85 spring replacement. Y'all have a good one.